Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio's Backstage Hall Pass, a showcase of homegrown talent, mixing independent music with personal interviews and a behind-the-scenes look at our music community. Backstage Hall Pass is your front row center seat to some great conversation with the area's most talented artists. Whether you like rock, blues, folk, country, or R&B, Backstage Hall Pass delivers you a daily dose of the stories behind the music. And now, here's the host of our show, Scott Hall.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Live from Pullman Lanes and Scott's Bar and Grill down in Hamilton, Ohio. I call it down because I come from the north to the south, but I am joined today by some great folks here, and we're going to get right to it because I had a chance to catch the about midway point all the way through with some folks from the Standard Country Time Band. And let me do a little lead in on this. First of all, hi, fellas. How are you? I'm joined, since we're doing a one camera shot today, I'll say hi to Mr. Butch Howard right here.
Hello.
And to Mr. Eddie Collette, and we'll talk about what they do here in just a minute. But this is a one-of-a-kind event that goes on here every Wednesday at Pullman Lanes, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it before they get a chance to talk about how they came to make this thing happen. And it's a unique event. Who would have ever thought? And I said to myself, every time my friend Mr. Hollywood sends in his list of who's playing where, he would send me this, and it would say every Wednesday from 1 to 3 is the Standard Country Time Band. And I thought, who in the heck is going out 1 to 3 in the afternoon and hearing a band play? And then I came down once, and I was amazed at the crowd, and I was amazed at the fact that these guys are some true country players. And if you like old school country, make sure you come check this out. And we'll talk about how you can get here and what you can do in just a few minutes. But without any further, hi, Butch.
Hello, Scott. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fantastic.
Are you fantastic?
Absolutely.
If you were any better, you'd be twins.
That's right.
Absolutely. And Eddie, how you doing over here?
I'm doing okay.
All right. Eddie is the bass player.
That's
And fellas, keep those mics up a little close so I can hear you better, okay? Eddie's playing bass, and Butch is kind of out front playing guitar and singing with this wonderful group of players that you've put together. So let's talk real quick about how the Standard Country Time Band was really formed and what went on to put this thing together. Butch, if you want to take it first.
Well, about 2015, people wanted us to do a show, asked me if I could do it. I said, well, if I could get these guys together, just give me a chance. I'll put something together. And I got a hold of Ed. And of course, we've changed some members since then. My brother wasn't working at the time, got a hold of him, play steel. We went and did the show. It was supposed to have been a one-show thing in June of 2015, and it's been going like that ever since. So it's just snowballed. We started in June, and in November we were the house band for the alumni show at Renfro Valley.
Oh, okay.
So
you get around a little bit.
So we've done Renfro Valley for 5 years. We played Renfro Valley's 80th birthday party. We were the house band for that. So.
Outstanding. So you guys are, like I said, true country. Now, years ago, I was in a country band and part of that. So you play some songs that I really love to hear. And let me throw it over here to Eddie for a minute. Eddie, name a few of the songs that you guys prefer to play here every Wednesday that the crowd really loves, because this is old school country. Like I said, it's not your new country, or as I like to refer to it, tractor rap. No, this is good stuff.
We play what I like to call country when country was country. That makes any sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Some of the old songs, Pick Me Up on Your Way Down. A lot of the old some Webb Pierce songs. We go way back and get all the what I like to call good stuff, to each his own. But yeah, we're big fans of the classic country music.
So name a few artists that you guys cover. You guys throw them in there, because for the people that are watching the show that weren't born when these artists played, that like New Kids on the Block and things like that. We want to talk about the true country artists you guys are playing here on Wednesdays.
You've got the one and only Merle Haggard. It doesn't get any better than Merle Haggard.
Unless you throw Fair and Young in there, and Fair and
then-
Young is the class act. Ray Price,
George Jones,
Willie,
Yeah.
Waylon,
all
Or
of those guys.
all of those classics.
Mel Tillis, the
We
classic
do a few
country
Mel,
guys.
yeah. Mel Street also, we throw him in there a little bit.
Thanks,
Right.
Rick House, for that comment. I appreciate it. He says amen to that.
Well,
right.
thank you so much.
Thank
We
you so much,
appreciate it.
Rick. Rick's on here with us live. If you're joining us live, guys, and you have a question for the Standard Country Time Band, throw it in the comments. I'll pop it up there and we'll address it in a minute. But so this is it's what I call smooth country. It's old school country. There's a lot of heartache, a lot of love, a lot of
A lot of drinking and partying.
drinking, and your dog ran away
Nobody-
type songs and all those kind of things that we
May never
really
come
love.
home either.
Let's talk about the crowd that comes here for a minute, and I want to talk about that because it's a unique group of people.
It is. A lot of this group came from the senior center, and I was playing with big band out in Oxford. Of course, COVID came along, and that ended that. And Joe was nicer enough to let us come down here and start to play, and so they wanted to go country, and I said, I've got the guys. So the Standard Country Time came in then, and hey, so far so good, man. Everything's looking good.
Is that how it got its name?
No,
No.
that was
No.
all Butch.
And we wanted something, I wanted something different. And at the time, like I said, a lot of names out there that been used and used and used. I thought, well, I'll go with something different. There was, well, if you think about it, some of the bluegrass bands have got time in their last name. And I thought, well, we're going to play standard country. So we'll just call it standard country time and go with it that way. It caught on. So
I thought maybe it had something to do with lemonade.
no,
No, not at all. All right. So Standard Country Time Band, they are here every Wednesday from 1 to 3. It's called a matinee show. And the people that come in here, like I said, it seems to me like a unique group of people who dearly love what you do, but they also get up, they dance, they have fun. And this is a social gathering for all of them. I mean, it may be one of their only ones of the week where they're getting out and enjoying life here, isn't it?
Yeah. My theory is if when we're playing, if we can put a smile on somebody's face, we're doing our job. So, that's what it's all about here.
There's a lot of smiles in here.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I smiled the first time I came in, and I didn't imagine it till I came in. And then it's something you got to see. And again, most people wouldn't believe when you said, hey, we're doing a country show from 1 to 3 in the afternoon on a Wednesday. That's like going to the doctor's office or something. But people jump in there and they're like, this is a really cool thing. And I've told a lot of people about it. You guys have been part of our show here. We've talked about you on the show quite often. That's why I wanted to get down for an interview. And Butch, tell me this, you get up there and sing. What's the feeling you get performing in front of these people that come every week?
I thoroughly enjoy myself. I've done it years ago. I took about a 15-year break, and I'm going to start this back, and I just have a ball doing it. And these people, it satisfies me to see that many smiles and see them dancing to that, because there's just not enough of it anymore.
Well, and there's not enough places for it anymore
That's
either.
true.
And that's
And-
leads me into Pullman Lanes.
Yes, sir.
How'd you end up here?
Ed, like you said, was playing with the big band, and they wanted to go country. The seniors group did. Joe went to school with Ed's son, right, Joe? So
Yeah.
Joe
Yeah.
provided. He said, well, yeah, you could come over here on Wednesday afternoons. And it started small, but it didn't
It's-
take long for it to snowball, did it, Joe?
It's escalated from there.
Yes, it has. And
Well, it looks like a pretty good crowd. And I know right now it's tough for people. There's a lot of places that are a little slower because of all the illnesses going on, all that. Hopefully we're going to get this all behind us and get people out to having fun. And you've got a group here that's young to old too. It's not just, because I mentioned a couple times on the show about, the average age being, in their 70s, but you've got some youngsters who come see you as well. And there were some youngsters having a lot of fun on the bowling lanes today here at that family entertainment complex, they call
that
it.
it is.
Yeah, they were having a good time. I saw them out in the parking lot. They were still screaming and having fun. And that's what this place is all about, though. Every time I've ever been here for a show, Pullman Lanes, when you pull up front, you see that sign. It says Family Entertainment Complex. And I think that's important to stress to everybody. because you can come see a show here. You can throw the kids over on a bowling lane. They can bowl a little bit or play the video games and do all that stuff. Or, gosh, they got a golf simulator or a darts, you name it, it goes on here. And the group that comes in to see you obviously comes to dance.
Yes.
They come to dance. They come to socialize. And I noticed the friendships out there. It amazes me as they're all leaving today. They were all, saying, see you next week and all those things. So it becomes a real social event.
Yes, it does. And we try to meet and greet as many of them as we possibly can, because that's the people that support us, and we're going to support them. I put a word out for Joe every time I get a chance.
Well, and guys, that we're sitting here surrounded by some hecklers in the background. I see Corky's going to get his chance in a minute. We'll get him up here, but they're out there giving us a little bit of trouble today. It's amazing what goes on behind the camera. That's all I got to say, people. But I want to thank you, first of all, for this nice hat you gave me here.
You're
the Standard
welcome,
Country Time. And Hollywood gave me a Scott's Bar and Grill hat, and I appreciate that. Made by our friends at 937 Inc. Little shameless plug for them, who do our merchandise and also Pullman Lane's merchandise. But before I let you guys go, I want to talk about how they can find you. If people want to find you on social media or find out if you play anywhere else other than here?
Yes, we do. We play out at Hunter Pizzeria in Franklin, Ohio on the first Friday of every month from 6 to 8.
All right.
So, and we will be down at Bobby Mackey's on the 19th of February.
You'll be there with the Ghost?
Yep, with the Ghost.
All
We're going to open up the Ghost for Bobby.
I ain't messing with no ghost.
I love it.
I ain't doing with no ghost.
Nope. You're not playing for a ghost. They say Bobby Mackey's is haunted, but I've never seen it. And we're getting some good comments here. Thank you, Jamie Minnick, for that one. She says, sounds like a good time. You go, boys. Quentin Fife's on here saying, hey, from Ladder, the band Ladder. So again, guys, if you're out there, drop us a comment. If you're watching afterwards, you can drop a comment, even if you have a question for the band, and they'll be following it. They can answer that. They'll share it on their page and such. But to find you, you are on Facebook, right?
Right. Butch
And
Jones
what is that?
Butch Jones and Standard Country Time on Facebook.
There we go. Let me throw that up in the comments there, and people can see it. Follow the Standard Country Time Band on Facebook at Butch Jones and the Standard Country Time.
That's right.
That's how it works. So I'll leave that up for a few minutes. People can see it. And guys, if you're just tuning in, you're watching Wednesday with the Band live from Pullman Lanes here in Hamilton, Ohio. Scott's Bar and Grill, Family Entertainment Complex. Any other plugs I need to get in there? Hollywood. We're doing it. We're also going to do a video venue visit here real soon. They're making huge improvements to the building. And once that gets finished and a sprinkler system going in and fixing all the fire code issues that went on for years and things like that. So it's good. It's nice. He's very close to making it work. And they've thrown a new stage in. I got a chance to throw a few pictures today. Hi, Jim Kilroy. Thank you so much. Jim Kilroy joining us today. Let me see if I can throw a few of these pictures up there, Butch, before we let you guys go and bring the other fellas in. This is a little picture of what was going on from the brand new stage at Pullman Lanes today. And here's the Standard Country Time Band playing. And you can see the video walls behind. Mr. Hollywood threw us a little shameless plug in there for All Around Town Radio today, which I'll throw that one up. Thank you for that very much. And just a good time. Look at all the guys playing up there. I mean, we've got a steel guitar. We've got a couple lead guitars playing. We've got acoustic bass, the drum kit. Who's on the drum kit back there?
Mr. Donnie Robinson filled in for us today. He's an excellent drummer. I've known Donnie for probably 45 years, and he's just a super nice guy, super drummer.
All right, let's mention all the other guys in the band that won't be on live with us here if you can.
Alrighty. The other ones that would be Mr. Danny Waddell. He plays lead guitar along with Albert Barker, who will be on later. And of course, Eddie Collette, myself, my brother Corky Jones plays steel. So
your brother, is that why he's giving you so much grief over in the corner?
Yeah, that's right. That's it.
Now it's all coming together for me.
Older brother. He's picked on me all my life.
They'll find out why when you interview Corky.
Will they? All right. So yeah, a few more pictures there as we throw them up, but that's what the stage looks like. And tune in to Pullman Lane's Facebook page, because they do a great job of promoting all the bands that come in here, and find out who's playing out on a weekend here and come in and check it out. They do some other things through the week. They have a big band sound on Monday night from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock. That's an awesome show as well. But the lineup on the weekend here, I've seen several shows here. Got to see the Halloween show with Don't Tell Steve, and I got to see H&R Rock a few weeks ago. And it's a great place to come see music. And now that they've kicked the stage around a little bit, it's got a big view out there, doesn't it?
Big view, great seats. Everybody can see the band. You don't have to turn your back to them. So,
either one of you guys like to eat?
yeah, the food's great.
The food's great here.
It is.
Yeah.
Sliders are excellent.
We'll just give you a sneak peek today, but when we do our video venue visit, that's hard to say. We will definitely show you all the great food. So, fellas, you have anything else before we bring in the next two victims here?
No, I don't. Do you, Ed?
No,
I appreciate you doing this,
I think
and
we've covered it all.
Joe for giving us a place to have this.
Well, let me say I appreciate your support as band of my show, and all the shout outs you give us and all the visits you give us live and making comments and all that. We appreciate that very much as well. So I'm going to let Butch and Eddie go, and we're going to bring in Corky and Delbert here for just a minute and let them come in and sit with us. So I'll take that from you, and we'll sit it right here. And as we change out players, I want to let you know some things going on at Hall Around Town Radio. Tomorrow, we're going to be live from the Bell and the Bear in Montgomery, Ohio, where we're kicking off 30 days until Autism Rocks goes on at Laurie's Roadhouse. Laurie's Roadhouse is going to be the host venue for Autism Rocks this year. And that's going to be going on. We're kicking it off Thursday night with a kickoff party. I'll be hosting that along with the common people in the Bell and the Bear Thursday night jam who are always there. So we'll love to see you for that. We've got a guitar going to be signed by all the musicians. It'll be auctioned off and some things. So we'd love to see you at Bell and the Bear tomorrow night. We'll go live at 5 and the show starts at 7. Hi, fellas. How are you?
Hunky dory.
Can't complain.
Hunky dory. Boy, I have stepped back in time, haven't I?
You ain't kidding.
All right. I've got Corky right here next to me. He's playing the steel guitar. And then I've got Delbert Barker, who we're going to talk about here in just a minute because he sings and he's kind of a big deal. I'm just going to say that. Delbert, you're kind of a big deal.
I'm trying to lose weight.
He's only half here.
Love him. All right, let me start with Corky, though. Corky, some of the things we were talking about, you heard what we were discussing earlier, but you're playing that steel guitar, which brings such a true country sound to this band. And nothing better than that, I think, when you hear that sound out there and it just fattens up the room, makes it really good. How long you been playing that thing?
Oh, about 25 years now. When I was in Nam on board a carrier, I started out with drums to get out of bringing stuff on the ship. Then when I got hurt, I went to playing bass, but I always heard the steel. And that's when I picked up the steel with Dale Wagner helped me out. And when I got hurt, I was sucked into a jet engine on an aircraft carrier.
Wow. Things you don't know.
That's right.
Well, thank you for your service, first of all. And I know you guys do a big thing. You do a huge thing with veterans here. You mentioned them at the end of your show. And, you know, every show I do, whether I'm doing a trivia night or anything, I always ask for the veterans to stand up in the audience because I think that's so important that we recognize those who make it possible for us to have the freedom to do something like this, first of all, and chat about it. But, Corky, you on that steel guitar. So only 25 years. I thought you were just like 29 years old.
Well, I am. See, there's 3 years difference from me and my brother. And you see how much my mom didn't like me. She brought him home as a present.
Wow.
See?
There's such family love here. Such family love in the house.
And that blew it. And I got tired of standing up, so I wanted to sit down.
So what do you think about the crowd that comes to see you here?
They're all fantastic.
It's a following, isn't it?
It is. And when we play, we see different places. We go to Haddock's. They're at Hunter Pizzeria. And we look at it and it's our group. And here it's our group. And they're just a relaxed atmosphere amongst all of them. They get up and visit.
Well, you know, there's a local country player named Jake Roberts, and he plays around town. And a long time ago, he kind of coined his fans as family and made it to the term family. And I think that's what you've got going out here. These people are family to you. And it looks to me like they wouldn't want this not to happen. I mean, if you missed a week, they're going to miss out on being with their friends and all that.
Well, we get phone calls from them. And I remember years ago when I worked with Merle Husky, the first show we set up, he turned around to every player and he had in the band then, and he says, you can turn your instruments off, but the first one that picks it up and carries it outside, go on home, because you're going to stay here, shake hands and howdy with everybody here.
It's a good practice.
And that stayed there for a long time.
Definitely a good practice. So why don't you do me a favor, because you know more about him than I do. Introduce Delbert here and tell us about Delbert, and then I'm going to talk to Delbert for a minute about his history, because he's got a very interesting past.
Past, I don't know where you want to call it about his past.
Sorted.
But sort of past. But the best part about Delbert is he's very friendly and he's not shy about talking about himself. Now you drive up and down 25, he sits on the front porch and he's got flags out there waving people in to talk to him. And he carries around a little pug pounder. That's what he calls it, a pug pounder. He's got a little pug dog, but he's got him a fly swatter to pound the pug if he ain't being good.
Well, there goes our ratings with the PETA people now. All right.
And so from there, you got a wide open door from now on with that one.
Well, tell me, Delbert, you get up and sing once in a while with this group, and you have some songs that are out there that are pretty famous. You're also a member of and inducted into the Rockabilly Hall of Fame. Do I understand that correct?
Yes.
Tell me about that, will you?
Well, I can't tell you much because most all of this goes in a line, I suppose. It goes back to, they talked about Moon Mullins earlier. Moon and I are from the same town, and I recorded all of his early stuff with the studio in Middletown. We had Steve Lake and I had Central Recording, and we did his stuff there. But back to mine, I started out doing contests when I came here from Kentucky, and of course the only thing I listened to was country music, and we had a little radio and get that in. But I went on to be able to win some contests, and the final on the contest was a TV appearance in Cincinnati, and I did that and scared to death, those deals. But anyway, after that, it went on for a little bit, and I was called by WCPO. Well, I'll take it back. I'll back up a little bit. Prior to that, I was with WKRC for 6 months they had a country show, and it lasted about 6 months for them. And I was on that. They called me to come on to do that show there. And the reason for it, because they had kept my name from when I did the contest, and evidently because I didn't know any other way. But after I left that, WCPO called Channel 9, and they started it was Channel 7 at that time. They changed to Channel 9 right in the middle of this. But anyway, when they that called for the show, it's a 5-day-a-week show, country show, called a Midday Merry-Go-Round from noon until 1 o'clock. And we had some other people on there that went on to be famous, which was Skeeter Davis. There was the Davis sisters at that time, and they had gone to Nashville while they were on that show and auditioned and so forth, and got a contract with RCA. Well, it was the Davis sisters is what it was. When they, right after they had their hit song, which was I Forgot More Than You'll Ever Know, Betty Jack was killed in a car wreck. And so Skeeter went on her own, and then she wound up in Nashville with Chet. And I talked to her on that situation there, which she liked real well. But then after I was doing that show there, in the midst of it, recording studio in Cincinnati called me and wanted to do some imitation records, cover songs. And that was Gateway Records over there, and wanted to know if I would be interested in it. So I got with them, and we did those things for a couple of years. and they were all over the world, and they were cover songs. And I did stuff like Heartbreak Hotel and Blue Suede Shoes and some of those things there as cover songs. And that's what wound up that. Plus, when I went with King, they also wanted some songs of like rockabilly, not old, but
Was that new at the time to them?
yeah, it was. Well, it was not. They weren't cutting it. They had James Brown, which was rock and roll, and James, of course, you know what he did. He
Right.
was great. And but that's about all they had as far as kind of rock and roll or rockabilly at that time when I went with them. That's all I knew of. But they wanted to do something like Carl Perkins, and we did some things like No Good Robin Hood, which is still going overseas. I think a group cut that a couple of years ago over there because I still get some small royalties, foreign royalties on it, So. But
Those days are about over, aren't they?
Yeah. You got to go get some other thing. But that was how I wound up with the King, and because after I left WCPO, and I was gone a couple of years or thereabouts, and Louis Ennis called me. Louis was A&R man, and he called me, and I went down and talked with him. So I signed with King, and we put out some stuff, and that added to the Rockabilly Hall.
And it eventually made the Rockabilly Hall of Fame. And where is that located for everybody out
Jackson, Tennessee.
Jackson, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it's over west of Nashville.
As I said, we are just honored to have you with us today because it's amazing. And I'm probably going to cough again here. There we go. But we are happy to have you here.
Well,
and it was a pleasure to hear you sing the last time I was here. And I hope to get back and see you again real soon, doing it again out there.
Well, appreciate that. These are good guys to work with.
They are. And they seem to enjoy having you up to do a little singing for them once in a while.
Well, I appreciate them asking me to come down and help me out. We worked a little bit and have a good time, and hopefully everybody that's here has a good time too,
I think they do. I do. And Corky, one last thing I've got for you before we sign off of here today is, do you think we're passing on these great songs out there? You think they're still getting passed on to the younger people and younger generations? Because radio has become so commercialized and so to me, when I turn on a country radio station now, every song sounds the same. There's none of that style that used to be there in country music. So what do you think? How are we going to keep the memories of Merle and Waylon and Willie and all those outlaws, so to speak, alive?
Well, there's a lot out west right now. And I myself watch steel guitar players, steel guitar form, and you would be surprised that the people that are singing and starting to play, they're your 10, 11, 12-year-olds, they're all coming up. Their dads and granddads are introducing them. But there's a lot more out there than what to. You go into the Texas area and stuff like that, you hear a lot of the old country again. But it's,
and there's a lot of independent artists out there now that are up and coming that I enjoy. Cody Jinks is one that comes to mind. He's got a steel player. He's got a Hammond B3 out there on the stage and some of those things that make that old school music come back. And I hope people don't forget that. I really hope they don't forget that that's there and they don't lose the memory of those folks that are in there. If you go to Nashville and you go to the Country Music Hall of Fame and you see all those names, or Studio B down there where there's, people have recorded in that studio for years and years that are big name people, and you guys are just kind of replicating it here.
Well, what with the country nowadays, it's so narrow. They think it's beer drinking and pickup trucks and running around crazy. But you go back to Conway and George, they can sing a song. You listen to the lyrics and the story, it'll reach and get you. The ones now are so repetitive. So when country was not, it was just about life. And they could tell a good story with it.
Scott, I cut a session in Studio B.
Did you?
All
right.
Right.
I got to tour that not too long ago. Was my first trip through it, and it was pretty eerie. to stand in there on the same spot Elvis recorded his hits and those kind of things. That talk about ghosts. If the walls could talk in that place, there's been a lot of players come through there.
Well, the engineer, Chuck Seitz, engineered the session that I did there, and he also engineered everything I did in Cincinnati too. So he left Cincinnati and went with RCA.
You mentioned Elvis. Blue Suede Shoes was a big hit for him. Well, they had a record collector called Delbert. And you know who has the most single releases on Blue Suede Shoes? Delbert.
Delbert does. A Carl Perkins tune, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, guys, it's an honor to sit here with you, and absolutely. And there's Donna throwing in 3 chords and the truth on that one. Absolutely. And Rick House said the old songs told a story that you could feel. Absolutely, Rick. Thank you for your comments today, guys, and joining us live here on the program. We're live from Pullman Lanes, and I want to thank, first of all, Mr. Delbert Barker to my right here for being here, and Corky Jones for sitting with me for a few minutes, and the rest of the guys in the band who were with us as well today earlier in the show. And if you're watching late, you just happen to pop in, go back and watch the whole thing. You'll learn a lot about this band and what they do down here at Pullman Lanes every Wednesday. I encourage you, if you have a Wednesday off, you're not working, or you're an old retired person or anything else, get your butt down here and enjoy some good real country music with these fellas. Hollywood, we have anybody else we want to bring in today? Why don't you step back here a minute, say hi to everybody.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Appreciate the support, buddy.
And we appreciate you, my friend, and we'll be back here to do a lot more. And we want to thank you all for being here. And thank you guys for joining us on Wednesday with the band, the Standard Country Time Band. Let me pop that banner up one more time so people know how to follow you on Facebook. And let's see if we can blow that Facebook up tonight and get some viewers to like their page, if you will. And again, every Wednesday, 1 to 3 right here. You might see Delbert. You might see a host of other people. And I want to end it up with one thing. And one of the most patriotic moments they do in their show is at the end of this. I got to witness it today. I didn't get to see it the last time I was here, but I got to see it today. And you guys end the show with God Bless America. And the whole crowd gets up. Those that can get out of their seats, and come up front. The flag is presented. And what a touching moment that is. And it just makes you feel good about living in America.
Yes, sir.
It does. And we thank you for that. And you're honoring the veterans and honoring your public safety workers and those kind of things. These guys are the stand-up group here, and you'll definitely want to come see them, folks. I see another comment popping up. Let me see who it is. One question we have at the end of the show: do you do any Hank Sr. songs? My mom loves Hank Sr.
Yes, we do.
They do. Yeah, Gary, I encourage you, if you can get your mom here, get her up here. She'd love this music.
Scott,
We got Pullman's mom down here
Yeah,
every Wednesday.
I met her.
Yeah.
She's the matriarch of this
Yeah.
place. Yes.
Scott, they can get a complete album of Hank Williams songs by me off of the Amazon.
Look at that shameless plug.
I
Yeah.
think
There we go. Delbert Barker on
I
Amazon.
think you can order it at Walmart and so forth. Because memories of Hank Williams.
There you go. Delbert Barker. Look him up, guys. And look up the history of these guys. And also Emery Blades, who's not here right now, who's another one in the Rockabilly Hall of Fame we want to mention at this place. So lots of fun. Who's the gentleman down here that I haven't had stick his face in here yet? Lead guitar player. I can't for the life of me remember his name.
Danny Waddell.
Danny, come over here and stick your head in here, will you? At least let everybody get a look at you. He's been here putting up with this long enough. He might as well. There he is. He's jumping in there. Say hi, Danny.
Say hi, Danny.
Hi, Danny. All right. Thank you so much, Danny. Guys, we thank you. We thank you for watching today. We're going to get on out of here and be done with this one. We'll be back tomorrow live from Pullman Lanes. No, not live from the Bell and the Bear tomorrow. Let me get that right. And we'll bring you Who's Playing Out, brought to you by Froggies in Monroe, Ohio. And we're going to feature that one. So I want to thank you for being here, fellas. Again, we're going to get out of here, like I said, and let me throw a few other things up on the screen as we go. We'll throw those pictures back up of you guys playing today. Standard Country Time Band, 1 to 3 every Wednesday here at Pullman Lanes. We're going to leave you with a little Jordan Woods song right now. It's called Ramblin' Around. Thanks for watching, everybody.
I sit back and watch the world go up in flames. It seems that it's all gone to hell. You sit back and watch your kids grow up in a world tossed and turned and out of control. I can say that I have changed my wild and woolly ways. I'm trying to do better every day. When the sun goes down on this tiny little town, we're heading down a road, rambling around all these highways and down all these byways across the old county road. And she's in my memory with a few more miles in me, and now I'll be back home. And then one more night, holding her tight, I'll be rambling on. From state to state and bar to bar, I'm pouring out this lonely heart, using rhymes and words in a song.